Justice Themba Sangoni will be buried today in Qokolweni near Mthatha. The former judge, president of the Eastern Cape, passed away in Johannesburg after falling ill. He also served as senior traditional leader. The former judge will be buried under an official provincial funeral category 2. Perhaps for more on this, we're going to be chatting to our reporter Lerato Fekisi for an update. Lerato, very good morning. As loved ones come to pay their last respects, we're obviously just looking at his legacy, his enduring legacy at large, and also just the impact he'd had on the local community as well. Tell us a little bit more about Justice, Sangoni's impact, but also if we're looking at, the influences that would have led him to actually start in the law fraternity and build his way up, lead with integrity from the bench. How is he going to be remembered?
A very good morning to you, a man really revered in the community and also respected for his work within the judiciary. Eastern Cape Premier Oscar Mabuyane has described Justice Sangoni as a humble servant of the law and of the people, whose life embodied integrity, wisdom and unwavering commitment to justice and public service. So members of the community have come out to pay their respect to a man who not only served within the law, his career within the law fraternity going over 6 decades, starting in 2010, when he was elected as the Eastern Cape Judge, President of the Eastern Cape High Court Division, but also within the community was passionate about solving the social ills, the traditional leader. And I'm joined this morning by someone who knew him very well, Qokolweni-Zimbane, a family spokesperson. Tell us more about his legacy within the community and the role he has played within the law. I think let's first start here. When we speak about Lerato Sangoni, specifically his role he played as a traditional leader and his passion for solving the social ills of the community, what legacy do you think he'd want to leave behind, and what kind of traditional leaders would you like to see, especially in terms of what we're facing within many of the communities in the Eastern Cape?
Thank you. To Morning Live. Themba Sangoni was a great leader. He was an all-rounder. You come to traditional leadership, he is there. A problem solver, a man very calm and humble, and a man who always encourages thinking. And we lost him. By the time he has been dedicating his time now to the traditional leadership. We have got projects that we have started with him that are not only focused on the traditional leadership, but on making sure that those who are marginalized, the communities, and also all the social ills that are happening, how as traditional leadership we can try and assist the government into trying and alleviate those social ills. That is the type of a person he is. A very humble man, a man who is so simple. If he was alive, he was not going to allow this magnitude of people, he was going to chase them away. And he was a man who liked to keep the backseat but support behind the scenes.
Then lastly, sir, also we cannot not forget about the role he played in the law, serving 6 decades in legal fraternity. Also in terms of the law, what role did he play there that leaves a significant legacy within the judiciary?
A big tree has fallen. If you go into that field of the law, that man has groomed more. You can't count the judges, the lawyers that he has groomed in South Africa. It's not only us as Abatembu that has lost this giant of law, but even the South Africa has lost him. He has been assisting even those who cannot afford to go to school to study law. He made it upon they went to school. If I can tell you, the whole family of us, we have got more than 8 lawyers in the family. That's his influence. And he was not only influencing in terms of law, but on other fields of education. We've got experts in different fields of education through his influence. And we're looking at him as our role model.
Thank you so much. Well, that was the family spokesperson, Qokolweni-Zimbane Traditional speaking about the legacy of Justice Sangoni, saying that he was a simple man who perhaps wouldn't have wanted such a big send-off, but fitting for him a state category 2 funeral for his contribution in the law, saying that he also passed on his legacy of the love of the legal fraternity to his family, saying that within the family they have got about 8 lawyers that he mentored and making sure that the legacy of law carried on within the family. Also a man who was loved in the community, who wanted to make sure that kids who cannot afford to go to school, who want to study law, are given the funding thereof. So throughout the day we will hear from various people, both from national government and provincial government, and also the House of Traditional Leaders, who are here to pay their respect to a man who is called a great man in the community. And like Mthatha Upancho has said, a great tree has definitely fallen. For now, let's go back to in studio.
Thank you for that. We are going to be monitoring as that funeral gets underway. Official Provincial Funeral Category 2 has been afforded and accorded to Justice Themba Sangoni. Of course, it will be laid to rest today.